Welcome back, viewers of the Daily Discussion. I want to so far thank everybody for the support. If you haven't, go check out some of my videos here. And with that, let's jump right into it. So today's video is going to be about the future of the United States Senate. With the midterms 2022 coming up, the first branch and probably the most important branch for Biden and the Democrats to hold and the Republicans to flip is the United States Senate. So I kind of put in what everybody kind of suggests are almost guaranteed blue states and guaranteed red states. And then the ones that are still gray are toss-ups, and we're going to get into those predictions right now. So first up, Pennsylvania. So how I'm going to run this video is I'm going to take the top polling as of now, that's why it's called early predictions. I'll take the top polled Republican versus the top polled Democrat, or in this case in PA, if they didn't poll the Democrats yet, we'll take the kind of inclined front runner, who is kind of like noted as the front runner right now. So first up, Pennsylvania, we have a showdown between Dr. Oz, Hollywood TV doctor turned politician, versus John Fetterman. So basically, Oz has been campaigning on the fact he is a doctor, he knows a lot about COVID, he's going to help end COVID, help us move on with our lives. That has been his hot button issue. John Fetterman, his hot button issues have been the legalization of marijuana. He is the current lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania. So let's see what we think. So as of right now, I believe you have a lot of voters that were curious about Oz in the primaries, but I believe all that has now subsided because Republican voters are now tending to not like John Fetterman and not want John Fetterman, so they're voting for the lesser of the two evils, which is Dr. Oz. I think Dr. Oz has a nice suburban appeal to counties outside of Philadelphia, counties outside of Pittsburgh, and those are the counties that really the Republicans have to win the state of Pennsylvania and continue to boost and receive the numbers that they currently receive out of rural parts of Pennsylvania. Because you have to remember, Trump won the state in 2016 by around 30,000 votes. Biden won the state in 2020 by between 20 and 30,000 votes. So it's basically that consistently close every single election. So let's see, who do I think will win? Well, I am going to have to, with Dr. Oz running, I would have to give PA's seat almost a tilt to the Democrats, because in my opinion, Dr. Oz is well known, but Fetterman will attack Oz of not really being from PA. He will attack Oz as a rhino, and basically Fetterman already has that appeal. Fetterman, sadly, already has the wide appeal of, I am the current lieutenant governor, everybody in the state knows who I am, they know what I'm about, and basically his name's already out there. Oz has the same name recognition, but not for politics. And that will get a lot of swing voters' heads churning about Oz. So I'm going to give that one to the Democrats. Next up, Wisconsin. So we have Ron Johnson, the incumbent Republican, running against, I will say, Mandela Barnes. So right now, Ron Johnson, he is the incumbent. And I approve of what Ron Johnson is doing. I like Ron Johnson. He has been very vocal about issues and so forth. And honestly, I think right now, I don't think he's in that much of a worry to lose, I will say. And I think Ron Johnson and the Republicans will hold on to that seat on a lean. Because I think Ron Johnson will greatly benefit from name recognition and so forth. He'll hold all the Republican voters, and I think he'll hold Wisconsin. Next up, New Hampshire. And New Hampshire, they kind of already have the incumbent versus the top Republican, and they have the polls out. So we have the incumbent, Maggie Hassan versus Don Bolduc, who seems to be the front runner. So we can kind of see right now on the first poll given out, which that was back in January, but it showed Hassan up by 6.5. Well, a lot has happened since January. As of currently right now, I won't go into too deep of a dive in it because obviously I'm going to pump out more videos like that, but we are currently almost in a war with Russia. If anybody saw today, Putin is now recognizing certain places like colonies in Ukraine as pro-Russian and declaring them independent and sending actually troops over to Ukraine as peacekeepers. So already you know that a lot has happened. So we'll take that poll into account. We will look here and trying to look for a margin of error. Okay, right there we got 2.8 as your margin of error. So let's cut that down. You got maybe, do math, 4.2. Yes. So 4.2, and we'll say the Democrats have took hits since then with Biden. So we'll say it's a little bit less than that, but polling at around +7. I'll have to say, as of right now, the Democrats will hold on to New Hampshire. Next up, Georgia. And Georgia, we kind of already have an idea of who is running. We have Herschel Walker on the Republican side and Raphael Warnock. Honestly, Raphael Warnock, I don't even think he would be a senator right now if it wasn't for 2020 when Biden won, and everybody, I think Warnock really capitalized whenever people on the runoff, whenever people saw Biden won, and then they're like, I think a lot of voters kind of said, let's give Biden an all Democrat run Congress. I think he kind of benefited off of that. Honestly, I think if that wouldn't have happened, I think Warnock would have got hammered in the general election, to put it bluntly. And I don't think, honestly, you can see Herschel Walker +1, +3. You have a Warnock +2, but from a typically Democratic pollster, and then Trafalgar has him +2. So I don't think Herschel Walker should have too much of a problem, and I'm going to give this seat to the Republicans. So right now, the Republicans are at 50 seats. So basically standing right now, the Republicans would either have to win Arizona or Nevada, or maybe they could even win Pennsylvania if the Republicans nominate someone other than Dr. Oz, possibly. So let's jump to Nevada. We have Catherine Cortez Masto, who is the incumbent, against, we'll say, the front runner, Adam Laxalt. So already you can see Cortez Masto in Nevada's independent polls is up +9, +5. And Trafalgar, who is typically a Republican pollster, has Laxalt +3. Already you can see this is again from January, so a lot has changed since January, but she was at a +9. A +9 is, in a poll, is pretty going to be hard to overcome, and you can already see a state that Joe Biden won by almost 3%. So already you have Adam Laxalt facing an uphill battle against, in a Democratic state, but yet to boot, an incumbent Democrat in Cortez Masto. So what do I think? I don't see Nevada personally going red. I see it staying Democrat. And now we all come down to Arizona, which has gone red. It has gone blue. So we'll see how it goes. And what better than a breakdown of everything. So you have Mark Kelly, who is the Democratic incumbent, versus what seems to be the frontrunner of Mark Brnovich, and he is facing Kelly. So already you can see right here in the most recent poll, which is in September, had Kelly +4 in September, and a lot has changed in September. And to be honest with you, I think the state that voted Trump 2016, I think I'm going to jump on the bus. There's going to be a red wave in the Senate, most definitely. And I think Brnovich is a perfect candidate to beat Mark Kelly. He's the current Attorney General from Arizona, and I believe he has name recognition. He has it basically all. And I think a state that went red for Donald Trump in 2016, they made the mistake of going blue and gave us Joe Biden. So I think the Republicans will not only win Arizona and give them a new senator, but I believe the Republicans will flip and win, beginning the red wave of 2022 and hopefully carrying it forward to 2024. But then I will say for 2024, there's a positive and a negative that comes along with that. The positive is we can now block Joe Biden. We can now block legislation. But now we give Joe Biden a scapegoat of now he can say, oh, well, I didn't get to do this because, for example, I have a Republican Senate and so forth. And he could say in the past 2 years that he had Dino senators and so forth. Get it? Dino, Democrat in name only. Mansion and Cinema, which that's what they say. Personally, I think if we didn't have Biden president, I do see Joe Manchin as a Democrat, and I do see Christian Sinema as a Democrat. Like, they are by no means moderate, but I guess that's how people want to look at it now, because I think Joe Biden is so far radically left that people view Joe Manchin as a moderate, which he by no means is. But yeah, so I think this begins the red wave, and hopefully we can carry it through to 2024. Maybe put Donald Trump back in the White House. But yeah, so Republicans 51, Democrats 49. Hopefully this comes true. But like I said, this is my what I'll call it the way too early Senate predictions, because I will definitely go in and do more rigorous breakdowns whenever we have primary nominees, and I believe for PA, our Senate primary is around maybe May. So I will start jumping in and doing like maybe state by state, like toss-up states, just their races only. And then at the end of that series, tie it all together into something like this. But I figured as of now, I might as well just tie it all together. And I really hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see how it goes. See you later.